Hey, Jeff Howard here with Richard Frankenberger here at FixMyKite.com. We want to describe to you how to remove and install a strut correctly. Now, there are little tips and hints to this that make this work a little bit easier, so we're going to kind of show you. Now, what we do have down here, Richard has the line. We have neat little winders and stuff that keep our strut lines ready to install different ones. Now, if you want to notice here, a lot of the newer type kites are bringing their valves a lot further back on the struts here. So it's very, very important how to get this installed, how it inflates up at the end here. We're going to show you how to do that. So upon removing, what you want to do is get your one pump hose removed, whatever kite that is. Get the valve pushed back in. There are little lips around these valves to get them to lock back in. So what we're going to do is you'll work around the edge, hanging on to it, and you'll work the valve back inside of the strut. Now, once you get it to that point, again, having someone else to help you is always a lot faster and easier. So we're going to install a line. He's going to lark's head that onto the valve. Now, while he's doing that too, I want to show you, at the ends of the kites here, up inside of here is a Velcro. This is a flap over. If you pull all this out, you will see that this is an able inside. It's flipped inside, and there's Velcro inside of here. In most cases, it's almost every single kite nowadays. This one's very nice. It gives you a lot of room to put the valve and the bladder inside here. Sometimes these are really small and really tight, but you can see inside of here, here's the bladder. Now, it's supposed to match to the end. I'll show you how to do install. So, I'm pulling this out. We'll have Richard hold on to it, feed the line inside of the casing, and we'll slide the bladder out. Once you get the bladder out, go to doing your fixing, leave your string inside of there, and do what you need to do. If you need to fix it, replace it, whatever it is. Now, the most important thing about installing the bladder back inside of the kite is getting this stuff back inside of itself. This is the leading edge of the strut, back inside of itself. And the reason is when that is up inside of the kite, when you go to inflate this, this will bring itself out and fill it up correctly at the other end. A lot of people are probably laughing about that because it's pretty neat to see, but it works exactly that same inside of the casing. And by doing so, it'll fill all of the voids, keep it from having flipped over or causing any kind of bubble in there. So, now that I have it shoved back inside of here, I got the strut. Now, a big thing is too, get all the air out of this thing. Because once you try to put it in here, this squeezes it really tight. So I have it all installed. Now, if the bladder's a lot wider here, fold itself in. Get to your valve. Now I'm going to take that line. Richard's going to pull on the other end as I'm going to install this. Now look at how that valve is going to try to line up inside of here, and I think about how this strut is laying here so it'll feed itself in nice and smooth. Now once I get into this casing, I'm going to start shoving it in. Hang on to this. As Richard pulls on that, we're going to slowly feed this in here and just let it naturally get to its shape. Now as he pulls it up in there, he's going to seat that valve inside of there. Now a lot of these have little edges around them, so make sure you seat it completely all the way around the edges. Now that that's seated, he's going to go and get the pump in there. So down here at this end, this is a very important part. Making sure that this bladder, shake it back down inside of there, and the bladder lines up with the ends of the fold over in the casing. Reason is when this bladder is not inflated, it can fall back in. That's why inside of here it's going to be folded over and Velcroed. So once I get this inside of here, make sure my Velcro lines up nice and smooth, get a good pinch. Now that bladder cannot fall back inside of that kite. Alright, so Richard's going to inflate this slowly, take your time, and you can just feel it go up inside there. Now as you start to inflate in here, check and feel for voids. As he pumps this a little bit harder, there you go. So everything went up inside of here, filled all the way up inside of here. It tucks around the leading edge. So it's very, very important. This is where a lot of people get blowouts because they did not install this correctly. The end got folded over next to the other side of the strut, and it'll blow a hole. So that's Jeff Howard and Richard Frankenberger here at FixMyKite.com. We're happy to help you keep your kites in good condition and get you on the water.